Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Good morning to some, good afternoon to others, and good evening to the rest of y'all. Basically, how are you doing today? How you doing today? How you doing today? So we're talking about happiness. We're talking about happiness today. Woo! I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. Hey, Zia. How are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm very well. How are you? How are you, Zia? That'd be great to know. I am very well indeed. So today we're talking about happiness. I'm going to be going through a few things with you all, with all of y'all, so that you can choose happiness, right? Because it is a choice. It is a choice. It is a choice. It's not always an easy choice because we're human, and sometimes as humans we choose sadness for some reason. We seem to think that it's our normal state of being, but actually we're designed for more. We're designed for happy. We're designed for abundance. We're designed for all great stuff. So we don't have to choose unhappiness, but sometimes we do. Okay? One day I'll talk about love, honey. Although everything I talk about in some ways is about love, okay? Maybe not. What kind of love are you talking about, Zia? That's the question, basically. But today I'm talking about happiness anyway. Who knows? Another day I could talk about something else. Who knows? Give me a second. Okay, so let's keep talking. Let's keep talking here. There's a few different things. How can I make another guy's what? Okay, you need to detail that a bit more. Okay, so 10 things to actually stop if you do want to be happy. Okay, we're going to go through a few things. I'm just going to talk to you and yeah, just guide you through certain things that people generally tend to take on themselves, especially the spirit-driven entrepreneurial leader. There's certain things that you need to kind of get out of your system, okay? So that you're not living from that place if you want to choose happiness, okay? So number one thing is this: stop with the self-doubt and the negative self-talk. Now, this is when you're talking down about yourself. You're really just beating yourself up about mistakes you made in the past, mistakes you've made even just yesterday or recently. Maybe you yelled at your kids and then you are therefore talking yourself down all the time. You are making yourself feel small. Some of this might even be religious in some ways, where you've been taught that you are kind of the scum of the earth, basically, and if not for spirit, you would be, or whatever. That kind of thinking, it just diminishes you, and it definitely doesn't lead to happiness. Okay. Now, there was a time in my life, actually, having been that person that always wanted to be close to spirit, I thought that happiness was too weak and too, what's the word? I don't even know, that it's not something to aim for. And now I think happiness is a great thing to aim for, actually. Being happy is a great place because that's what we're supposed to be. That is our natural state, should be happy. That's where happy is just supposed to be normal. But sometimes when you get super spiritual, so spiritual that you're of no earthly good, of course, when you get super spiritual or super religious, there can be this thinking that happiness is too, we aim for joy. That's what I used to say. Joy, a deep joy is what I want, not necessarily happiness. But it's actually just because we don't think it's possible to be happy all the time. Why? Why can't you feel good all the time? Even if there are crazy things happening around you, does that mean that they have to take you with them? I don't think so. But you can be that person who thinks that that is the way things have to be, which is why I ask you to affirm with me here. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. It's a choice. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. And again, I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. it is a choice. You make the choice. So are you going to keep giving in to self-doubt and negative self-talk? Are you going to keep talking to yourself about the fact that you cannot do this and you cannot do the other? Or are you going to choose to give that up so that you can be happy, so that you can actually live your real life, not this small version of life? You are here to live an abundant experience, okay? But it's difficult to do that if you are always doubting yourself, always talking negatively about yourself. You are created in the image of spirit. It is okay to feel good all the time. Literally, it is okay to feel good all the time. I'm not telling you that I'm perfect and I always feel that way. No. But I am saying to you, it is possible. And unless you start to live from that place where it is possible, then you ultimately create your own reality where it's not possible. Oh, I have to be sad sometimes. Things go wrong. Therefore, I have to react to it. No, you don't. You don't have to react in a negative way to anything. Because if you knew deep down inside of you that actually you are completely taken care of and that nothing is really final, then what do you have to be unhappy about? Yes. Hola from Dubai. Hey, Yuki. How you doing? Lovely to have you here with me. Okay. So yes, let's stop with the self-doubt. Let's stop with the need to be sad. Let's stop with the negative self-talk. I can't do this and I can't do the other. It is a choice to go after your real life, okay? It is your choice to go after your real life or to keep living a diminished version of life, okay? So that's number one. Stop with the self-doubt. Stop with the negative self-talk. The second thing here is this. Stop thinking everything has to make logical sense. Live out of spirit and intuition. If you are spirit driven anyway, it is the longing of your heart, actually, to live out of this intuitive nudges inside of you, to live out of spirit, to walk by spirit. Okay. If you're a Christian, that's what you say. I want to walk by spirit. Well, make a choice to do that. And the only way to do that is to recognize that not everything makes logical sense. In fact, I was doing my journaling, I think it was yesterday morning. And one of the things that Papa said to me was this, faith can sometimes look like folly. Literally, because you are walking in faith, you're walking in spirit, and some people looking at you and thinking, how can you make that particular decision? But because you know that you're acting from this intuitive part of you, you know it's going to end up right. Okay. You know that this is the way to go. And so you go there, even though it feels to your logical brain, when you're only using your logic. I'm not saying discard logic altogether, people. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. Don't leave your brain at the door. Okay, your brain comes along, but then you make a decision. You know what? I know this doesn't necessarily make sense to me right this minute. However, it feels right to me. It feels as though spirit is telling me to go this way. And this is how you start to live a more happy existence, because you know you're not alone in this. You know it's not just you trying to figure every single thing out. You know it's not just dependent on you being the most logical person in the room and being practical and all of that kind of stuff, because you don't have to be that person. You can be someone who lives out of faith, lives out of, trust, lives out of intuition, lives out of spirit. So you get these ideas, you act on them fast. Okay? You act on them fast. You're not, in fact, one of the things that I am going to be talking about is not the spending all the time second guessing and doubting yourself and all of that kind of stuff. No. If you want to choose to be happy, then honey, sometimes it's not going to make logical sense to everybody around you. One, you can't be bothered to think, you can't keep thinking about what everybody thinks about what you're doing, okay? For one, anyway, we know that, surely, okay? So we're going to live out of spirit, out of intuition, because we know that leads us to our ultimate good, okay? That leads us to where we need to be going. So therefore, we don't just depend on logic. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. Okay? Next, stop trying to be someone other than you. Okay? You want to be happy? You're going to be happiest being you, doing the things that come naturally to you, doing the work that you want to do, not the work you feel you have to do because that's more responsible and more practical and more any of this stuff. You have a particular design for a reason. You are here today for a reason. And when you're trying to be some other person, then we don't even get the benefit of you. Okay? You don't get the benefit of you. You definitely don't feel fulfilled because you know all always that you're trying to be something that you're not, okay? For one, also, you don't even feel very much loved if you are always having to be something other than yourself, okay? Whether it's in your business, whether it's in your personal life, and you're always having to act as something else because you think this is the only way that you'll be accepted, then honey, for one, you'll definitely not feel all that much cared for because you know nobody can see you. Nobody knows who you are, basically, because you're always something else. You're always behaving, pretending to be something that you're not, thinking that that's the only way to be accepted. How can you find happiness that way? Of course you can't. You cannot find happiness that way. So if you choose to be happy, choose to uncover yourself, to take off all the layers that life has placed on you, that, yeah, I know things have happened. I know you have a story. I know that life has been horrible at times, not all the time, okay? But you don't have to act from that place. You can choose to actually, you know what? My heart is still open. I am going to be me anyway. I am going to step forward confidently, bravely, knowing, one, that I'm cared for by spirit. I don't need anybody's attention or approval. Yes, the chances are you will still get it once you start to be yourself, but you don't do it for that reason. You do it because you want to live your real life, not anybody else's real life, your real life, okay? You choose to be happy, okay? So stop trying to be anybody other than you. You, again, are here for a reason. You were created this way for a reason. The gifts you have, even when they seem, oh, well, nobody needs that or nobody can use that, they are yours for a reason, okay? And if you choose not to use them, then one, you deny the world of them. But again, you deny yourself the ability to live a full, fulfilling life. Why would you do such a silly thing, my honey? Basically, why would you do such a thing? It's like, okay, yeah, I'm my crazy singing thing. Every so often I launch, well, every day these days, I launch into song ultimately. And yeah, to a lot of people that can seem like folly. That can seem like, why are you doing that? I do it because one, it's one of my giftings, and it is also, it lifts my spirits. And I know because it lifts my spirits that it will lift yours. I know that it will mean that some of the words that I'm speaking sink deeper into your mind because I have sung them to you. It means that you can take that away with you. You can affirm it all through the day and it stays deeper in your head, which is ultimately my goal. I want you to succeed. Okay? I want to succeed. So I'm going to use everything at my disposal to make sure that we do. Okay? And so therefore, even though, as I said in number 2, faith sometimes feels like folly. It took a lot of courage for me to get to the point where I was able to use my gifting in the way that I do. It will take courage for you to do the same. However, it's a fulfilled place that I come from now. What of you? Do you want to live that fulfilled, happy life? If you do, because it is your birthright, but you have to choose it. And sometimes in the choosing, it takes courage to choose. It takes courage to choose to be happy. It takes courage to choose to have the impact and the income that you want. It takes courage. Will you display that courage? Because happiness can be yours. A good life can be yours. A fulfilling life can be yours. But you have to choose it. So affirm with me again. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. You go after it, okay? It's not going to come and find you. It's already there, but you have to actually step into it. You actually have to choose it, okay? Number, where are we? 4. Stop with the overthinking and the second guessing and the procrastinating on your own goals, man. Why is you doing that to yourself? Why is you doing that to yourself? Why do I do that to myself sometimes? I do it because, yeah, we sometimes act from fear, don't we? We act from fear. We're not sure if something's going to work. And so then we spend the next hour, 2 hours, week, day, year thinking and wondering if I can make this happen. Is it possible? Oh my goodness. Am I the one to do it? Is somebody else supposed to be doing it? I don't even know. Oh, but how will it be received? Will somebody like it? Will they think I'm crazy? Oh, should I do this? Oh, does God want me to do that? Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, next thing you know, you have no time to really think about it anymore because all the time you're going to actually do the work, you are not doing the work. You're thinking about doing the work and you're not getting anywhere. And you feel quite busy though. Of course, you feel quite busy with the thinking, but the thinking doesn't get you the result. The thinking doesn't get you to happy. The thinking doesn't get you the impact or the income that you desire. It doesn't get you anything. The thinking is just thinking. Until you put something out there in the world, you have no answers. You have no answers. You don't know whether it's going to work. You don't know anything. If you get this intuitive feeling inside of you to do something, just get on and do it. Get on and do it. That's the fastest way to figure out whether you're deluding yourself or not, right? Because if you do this thing, you put it out there in the marketplace, it doesn't seem to work or whatever, and you really go for it though. You're really committed, so you're really behind it, not just, oh, well, I tentatively put a little bit of something out there and I wanted to see. Hoping that, somehow everybody would notice and, they would give me money or something. No. That is not really playing full out. Give up the second guessing, but then play full out, okay? Even if it feels a little bit like you're not sure, especially when you start to live into who you are and the gifts and talents that you have, those are going to be one of the most difficult things that you will ever have to put out there in the world, okay? Because those things, they feel so close to your heart, so intimate to you. If anybody rejects it, it feels like they're rejecting you. And so you hold these things close to your heart. You're reluctant to reveal yourself in this way. It's easier. It's like for me, it was easier to be a pharmacist because it didn't really mean anything. If I was really bad at it, so what? It wasn't my hard work. Okay. It wasn't me. It was just, I just do pharmacy, that thing I do every so often. Whereas this work, if someone says something about me or feel or whatever, it can make me feel bad. Thankfully, I'm mostly over that now. It's just like, yeah, whatever. Think what you think. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my people. My people get what I'm doing. Everybody else, whatever. Basically. But you may not be there yet, okay? You maybe still be at the place where it really matters to you that everybody likes what you do. And that will not happen. People are not always going to like what you do, but that will make you second guess and procrastinate, and you're so fearful around stuff. But that stops you from getting to happy. That stops you from getting to the goals that you want for your life. So you cannot live from that place all the time. Again, affirm with me. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. Okay. Next thing about choosing to be happy is that stop denying yourself sexual release. Okay. Which, yeah, I'm sure for some of you is like, what? Yes, I mean it. Stop denying yourself sexual release. For some of you, you are holding back on being the sexual being that you are. You are a leader, okay? You have high sexual needs, okay? You may have dampened them down because of life, because you're supposed to not be that way or whatever. Your religion tells you that you need to calm it all down, but ultimately you're stifling yourself. And as I said, unless you're you completely, it's really difficult to get to really having a good life all the time. Don't see your sexual drive as some kind of negative, as some kind of thing to hide away, as some kind of thing to pretend doesn't exist. No, it is a part of you. It is a part of you. Okay. And either you go into the dark and then you're really going out doing all kinds of crazy stuff that really makes you ashamed, or you dampen it down and you try to pretend it's not there. Either of those two extremes are bad for you. Okay. Either of those two extremes are bad for you. There is a nice, happy center in the middle there somewhere, where ultimately you are enjoying an active, enjoyable, pleasurable sexual experience, okay? And it releases the tension inside of you. It enables you to be creative. It births new ideas inside of you. It is an amazing place to be. If you want happy, stop denying who you are. Stop trying to make it some kind of dark, dirty thing. It's not. It is part of your very existence. And in fact, as a leader, you need to open the channels here, okay? You need to open the channels here so that you are able to move forward. You are able to do the things that you're here to do. There is no blockages within you, okay? No blockages that keep you even away from spirit, because if you're hiding that part of you, it's almost like you're denying who spirit has made you to be. Stop that. Stop living in shame or guilt or fear of punishment around that area of your life. It is absolutely cool to enjoy sex, okay? So allow yourself to feel what you feel around that area and then let it lead you to happy. Okay? Again, affirm with me. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. And number 6, Stop the judgments that you make about everyone else, okay? And stop blaming anyone else for the way you feel. That gets you nowhere, even if they are to blame. Even if it's like obvious and everybody in your world is telling you this, that person should have done this and this thing shouldn't have happened to you and blah, 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 blah. How the heck does that help you? Okay? How the heck does that help you? How does it help you? I was in fact saying that to a client this morning and to other people that kind of sometimes send me these private messages. They're looking for pity. They're looking for me to say, oh, sorry, honey, your life is really horrible. But how does that help you? Your life may have been horrible, but you still get a choice about who you blame. You still get a choice about whether you're making judgments about other people. Those judgments will always come back to bite you. So do not, this whole criticizing other people, judging other people, just stop it, okay? Just stop it, because it's the same way you judge somebody else, you are going to be judged, okay? In fact, the chances are you're already judging yourself even more harshly than anybody else. And that will keep you from happy. That will keep you from feeling good about yourself. That will keep you from getting the goals you want in your life, from getting the impact, getting the income that you want in your life. That will keep you from it, okay? So no blaming anybody else, because if you are a victim in any circumstance, if you make yourself a victim by blaming everybody else for the way you feel right now, then you have no way. There's nowhere for you to go. There's no solution. When you recognize that, you know what? It doesn't even matter what they did or didn't do. I take full responsibility for my reaction in this, okay? Then suddenly you've given yourself back the power. You're giving yourself back the power to actually rectify anything. But once you're waiting for somebody else to sort it out, you are a victim, and victims do not win, honey. Victims live fairly unhappy lives. You as spirit-driven leader cannot live that life, okay? Okay? You cannot live that life. If you want happy, if you want impact, if you want income, you cannot live that life. You cannot blame anyone else. You cannot blame anyone else, okay? It is all on you to live to the fullness, to live to the hugeness of your potential, regardless of what has come your way, regardless of events that you had no control over. It doesn't matter. We have to take full responsibility. If we want happy, if we want success, we take full responsibility. That is all there is to it. Anytime you catch yourself about to try blame somebody or criticize somebody else, come back, look yourself in the mirror. Do I want to be victim here, or do I want to be victor? Basically, am I victim or am I victor? Am I victorious or am I just sad and depressed and self-pitying? Basically, because that does not help. Do you want to move forward, honey? Do you want to move forward? Do you want happy? In which case, stop with the judging, stop with the blaming anybody else. Let's take full responsibility for where we are so that we can move forward confidently, in power, in spirit, and get the life that we desire. People, if you're hearing me, yeses and amens. This is the church of RNK, honey. It's the church of RNK where I get the yeses and the amens and the thumbs up and all that kind of stuff. So share it, just tell me, and you share it with other people, because somebody needs to hear this stuff, okay? Next. Stop undervaluing your own dreams and your own agenda, okay? Stop making everyone else take precedence over you. And sometimes it will even feel like it is the thing to do, okay? Maybe your extended family have these great demands on you and you're supposed to just drop everything. Amen, Iggy. Thank you for joining me. Okay, sometimes they expect you to drop everything and just join in with their craziness or whatever it is, and their dramas and all of this stuff. Maybe it's your friends, maybe it's whatever it is, okay? You have to decide, does this fit in with the picture I have of my life? Because at some point, you need to start valuing your own agenda, okay? As spirit-driven people, it can be that it feels as though, oh, surely I'm supposed to be selfless and give up myself and give up my dreams and give up my anything, because I'm supposed to just lay down my life and sacrifice everything and blah, 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 blah. And honey, that just means you get to your deathbed and look back and wonder, what the heck did I do with my time? What you did with your time was give it to everybody else, okay? Because you didn't have the courage, maybe, to say, you know what? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that game with you this time, okay? I am doing this over here. You can come and join me if you choose to, but I am not coming over there right now. You got to live your life. I got to live mine. And it doesn't, you know what? There are times when it's appropriate to say yes, but if you're living from spirit, then you know how to make those choices. But if you're living a fear-based life where you're just doing it because you want their approval or you want their love, you're worried that you'll lose their love if you don't say yes, then that's not a great place. If you start to feel that resentment kind of building up inside of you, then I can assure you right now that you're not making powerful decisions. You're making decisions based on the fact that you're scared that you're going to lose their affection. You're going to lose them. So therefore, you feel you have to say yes, when really it has nothing to do with your agenda. It's not taking you anywhere you want to go. So why are you saying yes? Okay, I had to learn this lesson myself, and it took a whole lot of courage to say no to certain people in my life, because it was just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Okay, because after years, and you look back and you realize, what? Where's my life gone, man? I spent my whole youth doing this for this other person over here, thinking that it was the thing to do, and this and that and the other. And people try to tell me, but I wasn't listening, basically. And yeah, I'm telling you now. Maybe nobody's told you before because everybody wants you to keep playing to their agenda. But I'm saying this because this is it. You are particularly powerful, and everybody else can see it, sometimes even more clearly than you can. Okay, and it's not that they're trying, well, some people are trying to manipulate you, but it's not, but a lot of people are not. They're just, this person seems to be capable. She never says no or yes, or he never says yes or no. Never says yes, and he never says no. So therefore, let me just ask him whether he can help me out with this, whether he can give me this money, or whether he can give me this time, whether he can do this. And you keep saying yes because you think, oh, well, it's, I'm blessed to be a blessing. That's another thing that you can say to yourself. I'm blessed to be a blessing, so let's say yes to everybody. Basically, I used to say that when I became a pharmacist as well. And it's like, yeah, ultimately, yeah. And you know what? Yes, you are blessed to be a blessing, but be wise. Be wise and be powerful. Don't be coming from a fear-based place where you're just saying it because you're scared of losing them. You won't lose them. Just be done with that fear. Just be done with fear. In fact, it's probably one of the ones that I'm about to say here. But be done with fear. Live from a place of love and power, because you are tapping into spirit within you, and you are deciding, is this the thing for me to do now, or is this not the thing for me to do? Sometimes it's not the thing for you to do, okay? And it's okay to say, no, not doing that. So again, affirm with me. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. Okay, and then we have the stop living to old religious rules, man, that no longer empower you. For you may have been brought up in a certain religion, and there are certain rules and regulations and traditions that you're supposed to follow. And if you don't follow those, then you are somehow some kind of evil person or whatever. And it's almost like a little tribe as well. You're so used to being in this little tribe here where you all follow certain rules and judge everybody else that doesn't follow those rules, and on it goes. But it's not making you happy anymore. It's not empowering you. You feel stifled. You feel as though this surely is more to my life than this. And you just, instead of actually making decisions based on freedom, you make decisions based on, oh, don't want to lose the tribe, don't want to lose the tribe. And it becomes the same as putting everybody else's agenda ahead of yours, basically. And it's like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. You are created powerful. You can, the religion, especially when it's lifeless, is lifeless. Okay? It's lifeless. Spirituality is fluid and alive and awake. And, it's the decision you make today is not necessarily the same decision you have to make tomorrow. It's every day it changes. Who knows where the spirit's going to take you this time? But no, in a religion, it's like, where the spirit's going to take you this time, basically, because it's been written down in law. You have to do it that way. And it's like, is this leading you to happiness, or is it stifling you? Is it making you feel like you have to jump through hoops in order for somebody else to be happy, or for people to accept you? And we come back to the same thing. It comes back to you really trying to please people in your life. And it's like, do you really want this to be your story for the rest of your life? Or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be happy living a free life of impact, of income, of success, of woohoo? Basically, what do you want? Do you want just the religion? I know that religion comes with its fears about, lightning bolts from heaven coming to whack you on the head if you try not to obey the rules, man. But I'm saying you're free, okay? I'm telling you, you're free. You're free. You can actually speak with spirit and find out whether these rules are yours to follow or not. Basically, just because somebody said you needed to does not mean that it's the reality for you. Okay? So, Live in freedom, man. Live in freedom. Live in freedom. Okay. Stop remaining. And sometimes you have to take yourself out of these stifling environments, which is a whole other lot of courage for you. And I get that, especially if you've been in one place for ages and you don't want to let people down and all this stuff. But sometimes you need to take a break sometimes. Okay. Just so that you are choosing for yourself what makes you happy, what makes you feel as if you are on your path, not somebody else's path. Okay. Next, stop waiting on a magic bullet from the heavens. So this is again for spirit-driven people here. You guys, if you are thinking that it's like somebody sent me a message yesterday asking for prayer. And it's like, okay, yeah, I believe in prayer, absolutely. But I also believe in you moving your feet as well. Okay. So it's like, okay, so what do you want prayer for? And it's like, oh yeah, I want this for my relationships and my finances and my health and this and that, the other. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Now, if all you're looking for is prayer, you need to go over to Joel Osteen or Joyce Mayer or something, because they offer prayer lines, but I don't. I will keep you in my heart. However, what can you do as well to ensure that this prayer that I'm praying actually comes to pass? Basically. So that was my question to this person. And it's like, and then she came, she or he, I don't even know, came back with something that they're going to do. And it's like, well, yeah, you go do that, basically. And yeah, I'll keep you in my thoughts here, or prayers or whatever, ultimately. And it's like, we are looking sometimes for some kind of, yeah, somebody will pray for you and then all things are done. And it's like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. Okay. You pray, yeah, but you move your feet as well. There is no magic bullet for you just because you are connected to spirit. There is no magic bullet for you. There is no special treatment. There is none of that. You still got to learn what you need to learn, and there's work that you need to do, and you need to do it. You need to do it. The great thing for you is that, yes, you are connected to incredible power. Okay. So once you start moving them feet, you'll find that things can start to happen for you. Okay. And if nothing else, you feel good inside of you because you know you're acting from your purpose here. Okay. So that's the great thing you have going for you. But if you think, however, that means you just get to sit on your behind and things happen, no, honey, that leads to victimhood, and that leads to unhappiness. So do you want to be happy? If you want to be happy, honey, then we step up. Do what we need to do in order to move forward. Affirm with me again. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. And finally, well, before I even move on, remember this, you are the magic, okay? So not be waiting for some magic that is outside of you. No. You are the magic, okay? You are the magic. What is it that you desire? What is it that you want out of your life? Start taking steps towards it with prayer. Be affirming what you're trying to get, but act as though you know it's a done deal, okay? Start moving forward because you are the magic, okay? And then finally here, stop adding negative meaning to events and making fear-based decisions. We talked a little bit about fear anyway, but this is it. Fear can be so stifling and it will kill off your life if you let it, okay? And I know it's hard to move away from fear when sometimes that's all you know. And so for some of you, you don't even know when you're acting in fear is the truth of the matter, okay? You don't even know that you're acting in fear because that is the normal way for you. You say, isn't this the way everybody acts? No, it's not the way everybody acts. It's the way you do because that's the way you felt you had to protect yourself. But living in a place of just reaction and protection does not get you the abundance that you want. It gets you to maintain what you have. And if you're not completely satisfied with what you have, maybe what you have is great. Okay. It's like somebody said to me yesterday when we were talking about potentially coaching this person. And the guy was like, look here, Rosemary, I am okay. You recognize that, right? And I'm like, of course you're okay. I don't coach anybody that is weak. And that's that what led to my post about I don't coach the weak. And I don't. Okay. I don't coach anybody that's kind of broken or anything like that and wanting to stay broken. There are times when I've felt broken. I assure you. There are times when I've felt broken, but I know that I never wanted to stay in that place. Broken did not become my identity. For a lot of people or some people, broken is their identity. Oh, I need your help because I can't do it myself. No, I don't work with those people, okay? Those people maybe need a psychologist, not me. But we don't make those fear-based decisions. Yes, sometimes negative things happen. Yeah, they do. So what? I said at the beginning, doesn't mean that that doesn't mean we have to automatically feel bad. No, it doesn't. Okay, it takes discipline to keep your emotions more even. Okay, it takes some discipline, and it's practice and disciplining your mind and choosing to not stay in that life is so horrible, man place. Basically, it is a choice to actually lift yourself out of that craziness, to move your body a bit, sing a few songs to yourself so that you lift yourself out of the nonsense and make a more powerful decision moving forward. It's like, yeah, I don't coach the broken, but I do coach when you're broken for a bit. You know what? Yeah, I can help you come out of it if you're willing. Okay, not everybody's ready for change. Most people, they're addicted to their story. It's like, it's my identity. I was broken as a child, and oh my God, I can never escape. Yes, you can. Okay, but if that is the way you feel, I can't help you. If you know that it's a temporary condition, I can help you. Okay, now that's a different thing altogether. And anyway, I can generally tell by the way people talk to me. It's like, yeah, I think you're identifying too much with your story and your negative story, because yeah, your story can be empowering or it can be disempowering. After all, there are lots of people who have very crazily horrible stories, and yet they come from a place of strength anyway, because they refused to give a negative meaning to the events in their life. What are you doing? Are you giving a negative meaning to the events in your life, or are you choosing that, you know what? I know this thing was not the greatest thing to have happened to me, but I choose to use it as a stepping stone to my destiny. Okay? Because that can be your thing. Okay? It becomes the thing that you then share. It's like a client of mine is like, when I get through this hardship, honey, I'm going to be telling people my story so that they have hope. Exactly. It's like, that's how even when I started Mom in Business, that was the reason I started. It was like, you know what? I know that starting a business here has proved to be one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. And yet I'm going to share this story. I'm going to stay on track. I'm going to tell this story so that other people can come and recognize that actually it may be hard, but we can keep moving forward. So your story can be a source of empowerment to you and to everybody else, or it can be a source of, oh my God, my life is just horrible. Which will it be for you, honey? Which will it be for you? Stop giving negative meaning to events and making fear-based decisions if you want to be happy. So affirm with me again. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. Amen. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. Woo! Okay, and so those are the 10 things. You can listen to it again if you need to, or share it with somebody else or whatever. Do something with the information, guys. Don't just listen in and then just, oh yeah, well, that was good. That was another good Rosemary, another good Church of RNK. I'll now just forget it and go into my life. No, I want you to be singing them songs all through the day, okay? Basically, I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy on those moments when you're feeling yourself kind of like, oh, I want to give in to the sadness. No, do not. I choose to be happy. 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 Even if you have to force yourself. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. Do whatever is necessary to keep yourself on the straight and narrow. The narrow path is not for everyone, but it is for us, okay? It is for us because we win there. We win on the narrow path, okay? Not everybody wants to come on that narrow path with us. Most people are on the broad path that leads to nowhere. But for us, we stay on the narrow path. We do the things that others are too scared to do. We say no when others will just keep saying yes because they're trying so hard to win the approval of people that they don't need to win the approval of. They are acting from fear, and we refuse to be people that act from fear any longer. We are spirit-driven entrepreneurial leaders. We are here for more income. We are here for more impact as well. We're here to, positively impact the world. We're here to impact governments. We're here to impact education. We're here to impact religion. We're here to impact families, healthcare, everywhere. We're here to change things, so we cannot give in to a small life. We live bigger than that. Guys, we live bigger than that, and we come from spirit. We act from spirit. We walk in faith, man. And faith, as I said earlier, sometimes looks like folly, but it is not. It is truth, and we then move forward powerfully. Okay? powerfully. You are created powerful. Live from that power. You can be happy. You can feel good all the time if you give yourself permission to. Will you? Why would you choose not to? I know usually you choose not to because you don't think it's possible. I'm here to tell you that it is. Are you not feeling it though? Are you not feeling it though? Are you feeling unfulfilled? Are you feeling like you can't quite get to where you want to go? Are you feeling stuck in place right now? Relationship ain't working, business ain't working, whatever it is, or you want to take it up to a whole new level. It's okay right now, but you know that you're here for better, for more, for whatever. You want to be happy completely inside and out. You want to feel connected to spirit, all of that stuff. If that is you, my honey, then you need to reach out to me. Okay, let's have a consultation, you and me, a life upgrade consultation, where I'll have a conversation with you as to what you want to make happen, how to take you forward, all of that kind of stuff. And you will leave that consultation feeling rejuvenated, refreshed, feeling a lot happier about life. And we will make a decision as to whether we want to work together to make your things come to pass. Okay, whether it's in business, whether it's in life, it is time for you to take the limits off. It's time for you to step into freedom. And if that is what you want, honey, then send me through a private message and we will have a conversation, a consultation, and then we'll see where you want to go from there, okay? Or where we want to go from there, basically, having had that conversation together. For some of you, you need, it's not that, as I said, I don't work with weak people. So this isn't about you being weak, okay? So if you are feeling like, I just want someone to listen to my story and that's it, I don't actually want to do anything about it, then I'm not the person for you, okay? But if you know that even though you have a story right now, because this is it, of course there are times when even I feel like, oh my gosh, that's why I have a coach, okay? So that when I start to forget who I am and what I'm here to do, I have someone to remind me and say, what are you buying into again? Basically, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot for a second there, okay? And it even goes deeper than that, to actually uncover the real you. Okay, to uncover that person that will actually find it so much easier to live this happy, fulfilled life whilst you're still trying to be what somebody told you had to be. Your parents maybe put you on this particular path or whatever it is. You cannot experience happiness in the way that you want to. You long for that extra something, but it doesn't seem to be coming to you. Well, this is your opportunity to actually step away from the broad path and onto the narrow path for you so that you start to claim the happiness and release and freedom that is yours. So if you are interested in having that consultation with me, just send me through a private message. It would be great to actually speak with some of y'all, not everybody. I can only speak to so many people. I'm just putting the link in here. If you don't know how to go find my my send message thing, then I'll put the link in here for you. But it's just a case of clicking on send me a message like you would do normally on Facebook. Okay, but there is a link as well. Oh, no, it's not. That's not the link. Ignore that link. I'll have to go and edit it and I'll put in the right one. Let's try this again. My phone decided that it was going to fill it in for me. And I didn't notice. Let's see. Let's try this again. Yeah, that's the real one. I shall delete the other one. If it lets me, which it's not letting me at the moment, so I can't. But anyway, guys, this is it. 10 things to stop if you do want to be happy. And affirm with me one last time. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. I go after my real life. Okay, so go after your real life today. Okay, it's time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you were born to live because you absolutely want to. Until the next time, much love, my honeys. Bye.